Okay, I am back. I don't know what happened with that other stream, but I am back once again so we can continue this haul that I would love to show you guys. So don't forget the thumbs up on this one as well. Share this video and subscribe. And what did I just do? Hang on. Oh gosh. No, 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 no. How do I get out of this? Let's see. Oh my dear me. I hit something now. I can't get out of it. Let's see here. Okay, I'm back. Hey Chew, welcome in. We're just continuing. Can you guys hear me first of all? We are continuing. That light's making me look like a ghost. Good, 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 good. Now, am I light enough? That's still, even with my regular camera on, it's doing it. And welcome back, you guys. It's dark up in here. Out of this light, I don't know what to do about it. Makes me look like a ghost. So let's try that. But anyway, I am back. Does it look okay now? And I'm glad you guys can hear me. So what we were looking at before, I must have hit something and no telling what I hit. What did I do with that? We have this beautiful, and this, I had no idea that this was mica, but it sure is. It is very beautiful. It does not have the frosted look like most of them have, but it's mica, Bell, EPOQUE era swirl. So thank you. So we're dealing with an old piece here, and I'm going to go ahead and go into that thing. But look how big that thing is. I mean, that's one hunk of glass. No, guys, that's not it. I think I picked up the wrong one. Let me go back. For one thing, it's not big enough. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I found it. I went to the frosted one. Sorry about that. It's a Mica Crystal Decorative Bowl, vintage Mica Bell. It EPOQ swirl, and man, does it sell for a pretty penny, and it is vintage. But look at that. How beautiful is that? And it's in very good condition. I always check them out before I leave with the store with them. And isn't that amazing? That's big, guys. That's, you can hold it over next to my head and you can see the size of it. But I like the free flowing look to that. And it just has like movement to it. You know what I mean? When something is swirled like that, it's just really a beautiful piece. And man, does it sell for high dollar. It's not crystal, but yes, it does sell for a pretty penny. So, and I can understand because it's so beautiful. That would be a compliment to anyone's decor. You know, it's really a beautiful bowl. So we will put that over here very safely. So next up we have this, and I think this is the one that, this is so different, and I think it's turn of the century, guys. I seen it and I was automatically attracted to it. But look at that. Is that not amazing? And it's a thinner glass. And I think it's turn of the century, but we will re-Google that. Look at that very beautiful feet. Look at the feet on that thing. Isn't that amazing? Look at the, oh my goodness. And there's your bottom. I think this was the turn of the century one, I'm thinking. So we'll just have a little looky see, and I think it was, but I'm going to reconfirm that. It is one beautiful piece of glass. So we'll get the camera up. Make sure we get on that design. This is definitely different. The glass is thinner on the bold part, but it is beautiful. Never do you see anything this intricate ever. And it just looks like it's a real old piece. And I think it's turn of the century. So it says on this that it's got quite the handle on it, and boy, is it! It says it is EAPG Riverside Glass number 4 grasshopper locust long sphere clear bowl. It's 7 and 8 inches. But I've got something that I thought, and it does sell for a pretty penny. Let's see what they describe it as. The pattern is grasshopper, according to. Oh, Lord, Kelly, you're going to have me shipping glass till I'm 100 years old. But hey, it was introduced in 1883, the specific pattern. It's otherwise known as locust, long spear, berry bowl, footed design, Riverside Glassworks, Wellsburg, West Virginia, operated from 1880 to 1899. So we're talking some big vintage piece. This is special, you guys. Wow, man, that's a long. It is 7 1/8 wide by 3 3/8 high. I wouldn't think that would be a locust long, but that's what it is. So we definitely the region North American, and that's the one, guys. There she is. I can't believe it. Yep. So we have a very special piece. And like I read you the years in which they created their glass, and very mind blowing, as a matter of fact. It just really amazes me. They operated between 1880 and 1899. So, wowza is all I can say. Wowza. That I looked at that and I said, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I don't know where they get the grasshopper from, but anyway, it is footed and it is amazing. The glass is thinner. A footed beauty, might I add. It's just so, I mean, that would decorate. Somebody'd see something like that and they'd say, wow, she really knows how to put it together. But there's that one. And we have yet another piece. Oh, dear me, this one is heavy, 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 heavy. Heavy, 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 heavy. This is also very beautiful, and man, lead crystal, I can tell by the ping. So look at this guy. Look at that beautiful pattern right there. Is that not beautiful or what? Look at the way this is really old, guys. Look at that. You don't see these pieces, and it's got that decorative floral pattern all the way around, and it's definitely lead crystal. But I know, isn't it beautiful? I couldn't believe it. So let's do a quick shot of this. Sorry about that. God, this thing is heavy, guys, and it is so beautiful. I don't know. I just happened to be, I guess, in the right place at the right time for these. And this one is your square, and we're going to take a look and see. But it does have weight to it. You could get muscles lifting this thing. Isn't it beautiful? I think that's like what they call etched in there. Amazing piece, considerable weight as well. Beautiful piece. But I can't believe that someone passed up those big nuggets of tiger's eye. I still can't imagine why they would do that. And this is what I'm talking about. We're talking big time tiger's eye. Sometimes it's all about timing, You just have to look, go in and don't be in a hurry and just look and see, and you'd be amazed. Oh my goodness. Hey, Minnie, welcome in, sweetheart. Yeah, we had, oh my goodness. We may have to do a recap for Minnie because I know she loves her glass. Right. Not everyone's cup of tea, and I'll tell you what we have here. Let me make sure, but isn't that is so heavy? Minnie, this is what we are Googling at the moment. And it's on all sides. Here's the bottom, and it is lead crystal. You can tell by the ping. So we will look and see what the description will be. And oh my goodness, mercy. That's not what I'm looking for. I know, Minnie. I've got this thing about picking this glass. I just happen to be in the right place at the right. Oh my goodness. So there she goes again, doing that gasp and not telling anything. This is a crystal clear with etched flowers, handcrafted in Poland square bowl. Let me go down in here. Oh my goodness. And here's what it says: crystal clear with etched flowers, handcrafted in Poland, square bowl, very heavy, weighs 5.7 pounds. Look at that. Excuse my room, it's a hot mess. But yeah, this is a piece from Poland, and this is lead crystal, and it weighs 5 pounds, 5.7 pounds. Hello, Joanne. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. And it's from Poland, so that's pretty darn special, guys. I don't know, guys. I just really enjoy bringing you guys this beautiful stuff because I don't know, it's like my mission. I go in there and I find this beautiful pieces, and it's just amazing the things that have survived all these years through. Look at that. Mm-mm-mm. Just beautiful. Oh, Lord, this thing is so heavy. I'll have to put it in a safe spot. But I do. It's, to me, Minnie here was a beauty, too. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this is very special, and from it's footed, of course, and I'll tell you about it again. So we'll go a little recap since we had to restart the whole shebang. So let's go to the gallery. Where's that at? Right there. Hey, Nana Tink, we're in a sea of glass. Imagine me being in a sea of glass. But isn't that absolutely, without a doubt, the most beautiful? Let's go ahead and Google this real quick. As many, she likes to see all the goods too. Good to see you, Nana. I hope your Nana's went back to Florida. Are you in Florida yet, Nana? She is a snowbird, so she is probably all right. Open the image. I hope you, if you're back in Florida, Nana, I hope you had a safe trip. Okay, where'd it go? Oh, you don't leave till Thanksgiving Day. Well, be careful, Nana. There'll be a lot of people out traveling. Thank you. Just really be careful. It's not like it was years ago when people actually drove like they had a brain. Let's see. So, so what we have here, Minnie and Nana, since you guys just came in, where's it at? That's not it. For Pete's sake, where'd it go? Okay, we'll get to the bottom here. Visit. But this is very beautiful. The glass is not real thick, but why does that keep coming up? That's not what I'm looking for. Let me find it again. Okay, it is. No, we've done it before. Best travel day ever because everyone is already where they need to be eating and probably taking a nap, no doubt. But I just looked that up. Now, what's going on? Yeah, yeah, they'll probably be taking a nap, I bet. Let's see here. There we have it. Now come up on the right thing. Why does it keep coming up on a... Okay, this is Riverside Glass Grasshopper. I don't know where they got the grasshopper from. And I'm trying to find the thing that I read them just a minute ago. And it does need to be cleaned. Let's see, where is it? Holy Mercatroids. Let's see. But it is very old. Nothing like technology messing you up. But this is pretty special, guys. Just saying. Footed, 3 feet on the bottom. Has that beautiful... But I don't know how the word grasshopper ever got in the description, but it says, but it is from Riverside Glassworks. But isn't it beautiful? Hey, Robin, welcome in, sweetie. We're in a sea of glass. I had to start another live stream because I hit something and only God knows what. Look at those feet on that, how intricate that is. This is special, guys. Let's put it where it won't get broke. And another thing that I did find was this Gloria Vanderbilt piece with the swans on it. And it was made in France. So here we have... Holy cow. Good thing it didn't break. But it is glorious. I know one thing, I'm leaving that off or it is going to get broke. Here we have that Gloria Vanderbilt right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. And we have the lid that goes with it, and the little swans are textured. And it has a lid. Be careful with that lid. Has the bullseye lid. Good to see you, Robin. I thought I would invoice today, but my computer had to update everything. Took all day. Oh my goodness, Robin. Well, you got to do what you have to do to get the best results. But isn't that amazing? The swans. Oh, I didn't. There's no chips or cracks. My desk must be soft. Hey, Yankee Kyle, welcome in and good afternoon to you. Minnie, don't look, Minnie. Said she's getting ready to do it to me again. This is also lighted, but here I thought there was a bulb in it and I turned it on like a silly goose. And there you have, it's made out of that same bisque material. It does have the, this comes with it. The only thing I got to do is put a light bulb in it. And here I was trying to turn it on like it actually had one and it had none. So there's that. Here's the back of it. Isn't that beautiful? If you're into snowmen, then I hope it's smooth sailing for you, Robin, because nothing is more frustrating than having to deal with technology that is not cooperating. Look at the blush in their little cheeks. Isn't that cute? Very nice piece. Here's your bottom. Right there, you got the light. I felt like a complete idiot trying to turn on something that didn't have a light in it. And it's still got the tag attached to it and says, I light up. Only if you have a bulb in there, might I add. Then we have this beautiful Napco angel. Isn't she pretty? What I couldn't understand is why is that hole not... Well, I guess you could take something like this and put your light bulb in it and take and stick it up in there like so. And put you a light in there. I don't see why not. There you go. It can be done. Maybe that, I don't know. But look at the back of her. Isn't she beautiful? Just amazing little, precious little angel holding a bird. But isn't she cute? And a lot of you, I'm sure you guys remember seeing these little, these are, my mind went blank. What did I say those were? I'm going nuts. I can't even remember. And Yankee Kyle said he got a Unikite dragon head stone. Wow. But, you know, you're really losing it when you can't... Anna something, wait a minute, duh, it's right here. Anna Lee, and these are the large size, y'all. These are the big ones. And the little girl I picked her first. And then I go to the other part of the shop and there's the little boy. And it's obvious they're a matching set. And I know their faces look kind of wild, but that's the charm of them. And that's why they're so collectible. In wonderful condition. The big ones are about that big. Hey, Lydia, welcome in. But isn't that amazing? And I saw some smaller ones, but these are full size. So what a snag on that. Plus, we had all those Minnie, I'm talking your language. I've got a lot of vintage doilies over here. But yeah, how cute. Look at her little fluffy. Look how big their little cottontails are. And she does have her little Anna Lee tag right there. And I couldn't think of that for nothing. Duh, look at the tag. But yeah, these aren't the little ones. These are the big ones. Oh, they are cute. I guess I went through the line with these and she goes, "Oh, you bought those ugly." I said, "Yeah, ugly is part of their charm and they're very collectible." And a lot of people think that. Thank you so much, Lydia, for coming in. I appreciate that. Okay, is there anything else that we need to? There's that. Then, of course, I had to have my little pink. No surprise on that, right, y'all? This little pink, the door opens, that is glass in both the front and back. And it's like a little lantern. And it's IKEA, whatever. I know, but some people think that their face is kind of freaky looking, but that's part of their charm, their face. Yeah, Nana said no surprise there. Isn't that beautiful? I'm working on my Christmas tree, guys, and I got my lights from Amazon today. So I'm still working on it, but it's coming out really cute. And it's the wood structure, and you guys will probably neat. I love lantern bunnies are neat. Yeah, I felt pretty privileged to find an Anna Lee like that because in that kind of shape, because that just don't happen, but they are a set. Minnie, close your eyes. Look at this tiger's eye. Look how and this is sterling. The findings and everything are sterling. So how I got to that before someone else did, I will never know. And even between there's little tiny tiger's eye beads. These are really big stones too. Let me see how long this is. It's heavy, guys. So I like to go in there and take my time and just look around because you never know what you're going to find. And we'll see how long this is. Turn it around. 12. We're looking at 18 inches, so it is long enough to where you won't feel like you're being strangled. And that's sterling. So if you like big and large and in charge, this is your ticket. It's all tiger's eye. It's got considerable weight to it. And I can't believe that somebody walked by and left that just for me to come pick it up, I guess. But I was just tickled pink. And the lady that checked me out, she goes, "Oh my God, that's tiger's eye." I said, "Yep, it sure is." So a lot of times these people they have large amounts of things to go. Oh God, I have to start another budget by the time these items go on sale, but I will love them incredible. Yes, Minnie, that is, and it does have weight to it. Minnie, I think you have me all over your home, but my neck's not real big, so that's how it would hang, and that's tiger's eye. So I hope each and every one of you that get some of these beautiful glass items, when you look at them, you think of me. And Minnie's got a house full of me by now, but hey, she knows what she likes, and I like to provide that wow factor. It's all part of it. So what time is it? But yeah, I had to restart another live because of the volume. I probably hit something. Gosh, man, that's a heck of a. Couldn't you imagine if you went and bought just a strand of these things at the current size? Let me see if I have that little thing in here that measures that. Could you not imagine how much that would be at today's prices? Well, oh, here we go. We're going to get a millimeter on this. Looks like we're a 10 millimeter bead. Now, that's nothing to sneeze about. That's really big. Always think of you when seeing my things from you. I do too, Laura. I've got all yours in a special spot. One day I might get a chance to go to Indiana. I love that state. You like Indiana? Yeah, I was originally born in the state of Kentucky, but we moved to Indiana when I was 6 years old, and I've been here ever since, just in different parts of Indiana. But I was born in Kentucky. So, but I've been in Indiana longer, so I'm a Hoosier. Since I was 6 years old, and add a add a zero to that six, and you'll get my age currently. Hey, Martina Yarn and Craft, we had to come back and do another live because my volume, I must have hit something. I don't know what I did. But hey, we got two videos, and I just put this as part two. But we had some amazing doilies that we went through, and just some really, and a lot of this is so clean. And what I liked is this little yellow dress. I don't know if this was actually for a small child or not, but it has snaps at the top here. And it's just so adorable. Look at the trim on that. So I don't know if that was it probably was. It looks kind of big for a doll, but it is cute. Yeah, we do have a beautiful country, and more people should appreciate our beauty. Yeah, we do. There's a lot of pretty places around the United States, and I went to on a cruise. I think I went to Cozumel, Mexico, Belize, Cayman Islands, and uh, what else? One, two, three. And I was able to go, and I felt like it was a once in a lifetime thing to see these places. And we had to take a little boat thing over from one place to the other. And I was looking at the water, and it was such a beautiful color. And the only thing I could think of is like, wow, I'm looking at what God created, and it was so beautiful. And the water was just so, that's the only thing I could think about looking at that beautiful water was who created that. And it just reminded me how amazing that our world really is. Kentucky was neat. I believe that's where I saw the first buffalo or bison. I think buffalo, old school. Yeah, there's a buffalo farm probably a couple counties over, and they say buffalo meat's really lean and really good for you. But we do have beautiful states, and each state has its own stuff that is really beautiful that people can visit and stuff like that. But yeah, we need to keep our keep all the beautiful things alive in our state so that we can show our children and grandchildren that, look, this is what's in your state, and this is, there's a place not too far from me called Pigeon Roost. That's where there was a very extensive massacre of where the Indians came through. Now the Indians, their land was very sacred and they would fight to protect it, but there's a monument up there, a very big monument that marks the place where all that took place, and it's a part of history. And even though sometimes history can be brutal, but it's still part of history. Indians were, like I said, were very protective of their land because, virtually the Indians, they were some of the first ones to claim the land anyway. Hey, Facey Ace, welcome in. And my husband's dad, his mother was full-blooded Cherokee, and my father-in-law, he was a medic in the service. And when they would march, his skin would get so dark. And and my husband's like that. He can go out in the sun and he gets so tan, and he overhears pale face, and it's like I burn too easy. But I find that the Indians, there's a lot of history there with Indians and stuff. And but there's nothing any more cute than a little Indian baby with their dark hair, with their moccasins on, and their little outfits is just amazing. If people would vacation their own state, it would generate such revenue. I agree with you, Kelly. I mean, there's things that I could vacation my whole life and not see everything. Yeah, there's we have a place here in Indiana called Spring Mill Park where they had ground the corn for the cornmeal and stuff like that. And I think it's good for a child to know the history behind and everything where they live, because it's a teaching lesson. You can learn a lot of things, and it can be a lesson. You're not just, and there's nothing wrong with amusement parks, but you're actually taking them to a part of history, and say, and I always found history very interesting. I always have. Of course, all my relatives are from Kentucky. Face the Ace said, I'm planning to go to Indiana next year in the summer. What part of Indiana, Ace? But yeah, we live, there's all kinds of things. We have a big forestry up here that's several acres that has walking trails, horse trails, tennis courts, basketball, fishing, and everything like that. So there's always something to do, and it's so beautiful up there. And, my husband, before we even met, he worked up in the sawmill that built a lot of those buildings up there. And there was a correctional facility up there, but they closed it down, I think about 5 years ago. And they would have these people go out and pick up trash and do things in the forestry, mow grass, because the forestry's, there's a lot. I'm not for sure the acreage in there, but there's a lot of acreage in there, and the upkeep, it's so beautiful. The only thing that I frowned on is when I went fishing last year and they had all that growth right in there. They always kept that killed out. But no one likes to get hung up in a mess, right? I'm not the best cast in the world, but I'm not the worst neither. And Nana lives in Pennsylvania, and she said we did Gettysburg tour once. It was amazing. There is so much history in Gettysburg. It's just mind-boggling the history that's in Gettysburg and everything that took place, back in the day. And I was born in Kentucky. I'm sure they have a lot of, but I never lived there long enough to really know a lot about what they had to offer. But Kentucky is where they have that spooky place that Waverly Hills, the old TB clinic. Yeah, the Civil War happened there, and I could imagine the historic graves that's probably up there and stuff like that. And but yeah, Waverly Hills, it was an old TB clinic, and there was a lot of people that passed away because back when TB was at its height in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, we didn't have the medicine like we have today, and a lot of people passed away. And there were so many that passed. They had a certain chute that they took. They wheeled the bodies down through so the other patients would not see the death that actually took place. I love Kentucky. I went to Lexington, Kentucky to explore 2 years ago. I've been on Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad, which is an old historic steam passenger train from the 1800s. Silverton used to be a mining town back in the 1800s. Yeah, because a lot of people, that's how they survived. It was either they mined for coal and under some of the worst conditions, and a lot of them, they suffered that black lung from the coal dust and everything like that. But yeah, the condition in the mines were not the safest. Robin, my friend, lives in Pennsylvania. When we visit, I want to visit a lot of those historic places. Yeah, and just sometimes you can be somewhere and you can just feel the history there and could imagine the things that took place there and things like that. It just, your imagination runs wild. How close are you to me when you visit PA? Pennsylvania, they got history. In the town, oh yeah, at Face the Ace, there's a lot of, it's a very historical town. There's a lot of tourist railroads in Colorado and historic mining towns in the mountains. Yeah. Hey R&R, welcome in. We had to break this up in two parts because somehow I got muted. So now we have two videos. Imagine that. But welcome in, Romel. It's good to see you. But I've been out doing my thing, and you know what that is. Robin is not far from Allentown. But yeah, Nana, you are familiar with Pennsylvania Railroad or the Strattsburg Railroad in Lancaster, PA. When I did home health care, I had a little guy that was just crazy about trains. And during lunch, we would go and he would hope that there'd be a train. And when he watched a train, I could see in the side of his neck, he was so excited. And I could see that his heart would race. He loved trains. 3 hour drive, Allentown. He loved his trains. And, but yeah, we have of course, trains run through a lot of states, but they had to put arms down there by a certain point in Henryville because some woman tried to beat the train. She lived, but her two children didn't, and she was on something. I have found, I have done a live unboxing last night. Love the Bakelite pen. I know, Romel, you was waiting for that with bated breath. And of course, I put you a strand of Amazon. Ammonite, if I can talk in there. Yes, I have heard of that Strasburg Railroad, but the trains run a lot fast. They run a lot faster now. Kelly, Nana Tink said, Kelly, we should plan that, maybe meet halfway. I've heard that the Strasburg Railroad is also known as the Gospel Train. That's interesting. Wow. But yeah, isn't it amazing how we meet so many amazing people on YouTube, and you have been in chats with them so long that you feel like you know that person, and it's just amazing the connections you can make with what is ammonite. R&R or Romel, you should have a strand about yay long in there, and it's light. It's like a baby blue, and it has pink in it, and it's pre-strung, so that should definitely be in there. Ammonite, like Amazon, but with a night on it, right? But yes, R&R, you should have a full string of that in your lot. So, but what's so funny, Facey Ace? He's laughing because I'm tongue tied, probably. But yeah, you should have an entire strand. And if I had it handy, I would show it to you. But I don't think I have it handy. I have been working on my Christmas tree. That's okay, Face the Ace. I know sometimes I get tongue tied. My lights just came in from Amazon. My tree, I'm going to put my lights on my tree like you do a regular before you decorate a live tree, and put those lights on there and put the little battery packs in the back where you can press it and the lights come on. Then I will add my pretties on there. But yeah, I have been busy, but it's pretty neat. And then I have yet another frame for another tree over there. So I'm, I can do all kinds of things. It's getting her done is the problem. But I just can't have any old tree. It's got to be. Yeah, Nana, I will do a short on that, and of course it's you'll see. And I've even got something where I created a flower by hand with beads that's crystal. So you'll be, I just kind of, it's fun. You just pick out something that, like, if you have an earring that only has one to it, how perfect is that? If you can pry it out of my hand, because I think it's pretty. But yeah, I've got to get this show on the road because I have a lot of stuff, a lot of doilies that were in excellent condition, clean. I crochet myself, but guys, I give away more crocheted items, and here's another one because it gives me great joy to give them away because it makes other people happy. And that's how I am. I always like to give away things, especially if I really think you're really special. And this was one of the things in that lot. Now, I don't know what it goes on, but it's absolutely adorable. That is all crocheted. How cute is that? I don't know what you would put that on, and I guess it was made to hang, I guess. Isn't that adorable? Right down to the little frilly rose over here. Isn't that cute? Somebody did a bang up job on that. And here's your underneath. And as you can see, it only has a very small little opening. That would be cute. I don't know. I guess I'll think of something. Even the arms up here are open. I know it was, I didn't do it, but boy, even your arms are open up here. That is so. My mother in law, she crocheted Shannon two dresses. One was like Shannon couldn't have been any more than maybe 7 months old, and I still have them. One of them was like a variegated pink, and I have them to this day in my closet. And she crocheted them, and she looked so cute. Shannon was in a lot of baby contests when she was little, and she's got some ribbons going on there. But if you would, she didn't have she never set the world on fire with hair, but she was cute. I'll have to pull out the brag pictures, but my baby is 35, so she's not a baby anymore, but they're always a baby to us. So yeah, she won some contest in her day. She was care she had such charisma about her. Yeah, she has my voice, but she looks like her dad. So whenever people call on the phone and she answers, they'll say with a question mark, Gina, because we sound identical on the phone. It's almost scary, but she's the only one. And one day she will inherit this palace with all the jewelry. And I said, Shannon, what are you going to do with mom's jewelry when she passes away? I said, I'm not beyond haunting. She doesn't wear jewelry at all. She wears earrings every now and then, but she'll probably have one tremendous open house with jewelry galore. I can hear her now saying, my mom was a collector of jewelry. She liked the flashy stuff. And so that's the way she rolled. And here you come on into the showroom right there, you know. But Shannon don't wear jewelry, so this big house will be hers one day. And of course, I'm going to live to at least 95. I hope, but we never know. You have a lot of people that live. Some people live to a ripe old age. Oh my God, she'll be going now. She'll be pulling her hair. Oh my God, where'd she get this? I got to go through all this. And she goes, I'm half crazy. Oh my, Alfonso, if you was up here, I'd give you a kiss on the cheek. Add 30 more years to that, Alfonso, and you'll have my age. She would say, oh my God, Mom, you were a hoarder. You hoarded this stuff, and now I'm left to deal with it. I kind of hate that I didn't have any more kids, but it turned out that I couldn't. I had endometriosis stage 4, and they had to go in there and do a clean sweep. So they figured that out when I was 35, and I couldn't have any more kids. And Shannon said she didn't want any more. She didn't want any siblings. So Joanne said, I tell my daughter when she sees all my stuff, this is your inheritance. She doesn't want all my Fenton other stuff. I tell her just don't give it to Goodwill. Good advice, Joanne. No, Alfonso, thank you for the compliment, but you need to add 30 more years onto that. But and Nana Tink said I had that too, but was blessed already had the kids, yeah. And Nana Tink has grandkids, and you kind of hate an only child because, especially as we get older. And I told Shannon, I said, I said, if we become, because she's going to have to take care of both of us by herself. I said, Shannon, if we become to where you can't really care for us and we need special, put us in assisted living. Just don't forget the U-Haul behind the car with all my jewelry in it. I said, don't, because we don't know what health we're going to have, and there's a difference between assisted living and a nursing home. And Joanne says, I'm going to leave some auction house numbers for her. I only have her. She's going to be 39. I'm an only child too. Wow. Yeah, I've got two sisters, a brother, and a stepbrother. Now, my oldest sister died from esophageal cancer a few years back, and we're not what you would call close because we're all different people, but I'm the baby of the girls. So if they say how they treat their help, all that money goes to the corporation. Goodwill is not very good. They exploit people with disabilities by paying them 22 cents per hour for the same job. That's one thing. You know, we're all human beings. We were all put on this earth by God. And just because someone has a disability, that is so, yeah, that's exploitation and that's an insult when somebody is paid because they might do that job just as well as the next person. And it's so unfair. I mean, we're all people. And I really don't think that's fair. But yeah, Alfonso, you hit the nail right on the head. And it's unfair because, I have found that I had a little guy that he had Williams syndrome. And what that is a piece of the chromosome is missing. Now, he spoke very intelligently. I mean, he couldn't tell you how many quarters in a dollar, but he could play the guitar and the drums like a professional. And he was so, in other ways, his vocabulary was really good, and he was smart, and he talked very intellectually. But they just have that little thing that, yeah, it's unfair that, don't put people. Well, it was worse back in the day because a lot of times when a child was like that, they would just stick that child in an institution and not take the time to work with them to see what abilities they have and just stick them in some of the worst places you've ever seen where they're not taken care. And it's really sad. Colorado still puts these individuals in institutions. Yeah, and that's bad because just imagine, back in the day, just like when they couldn't put a kid in an orphanage, guess where they went? Because they didn't have room for them, they went right in with the people that really, and I'm not making light of anyone's mental capability. They put them in with those people, and before they knew it, they were just as bad as the people that. That's why when they ask me if I want to round up to the next dollar, yeah, they'll do that. I say no, I don't even donate to them anymore. I know someone who will take my stuff and give them to people who needs them. Well, Joanne, that reminds me of a story. Yeah, and keep them drugged, Kelly. That's what they do. They get paid money. They don't want to deal with them. They keep them zonked out. They're out of their way. Meanwhile, the people's goofing off somewhere and not doing their job to start with. But there was a family here in Indiana that went to the Goodwill that had three children. and she was wanting to see if they wouldn't donate them some shoes and clothing. You know, they wouldn't do it. And they get all that stuff free. And to turn someone away, I mean that is greed right there. Right now I try to give when I get beautiful things so everyone can enjoy them as much as I do, but I do keep my favorite pieces. I don't blame you, Minnie. I keep them where everybody that comes in can see them. But no, if somebody and I realize they do help people with disabilities, but my goodness, you know, we're supposed to give aid to the poor, and Goodwill gets that stuff free. And somebody comes in need and they want to be greedy like that on things that are donated. I'm like, really? You know, I know there's different places that uh, help people in different ways. Salvation Army is one of them. But my God, you get the stuff given to you, and I don't. That really got me. I didn't like that at all. You know, that's why a lot of people won't donate to Goodwill for that very reason. They want to round it up, and the CEO is rolling in money due to the generosity of other people donating these items. We do have a free store here where people can go and take what they need for free. I think there's one in Scott County that the next exit down from us that it's called the Clearinghouse, and there's toiletries, shampoo, soap, clothing, coats. And I remember going into this when I was had that young man that had that disability, and we went, and it was good for him because we went into a school and we cleaned the tables and the floors after they left because that teaches that person the importance of work, you know. But they had a section that had coats and shoes and what have you. Well, this young lady took a pair of shoes and they ended up on an online platform for sale by the parent. The parent took those shoes from that child, and because they were high end and put them on online and they got caught. I mean, those was for that child, and for the parent, which was probably no telling what they was on, wanted them to purchase, you know what. Exactly. The CEO that line their pockets with so much money, and the heck with the needy. Wow, that's really sad to do that to that child. Yeah, the child they fit the child, and the next thing they look up, they was listed for sale, and that is just well, my daughter, she's been at Walmart for about 9 years, and some guy came in and bought all these soft drinks, and he goes, you know, my kids are hungry, but I'd rather have these soft drinks. You know why? Because he was going to sell them to support his habit. I tell you what, if I could have got a glimpse of the name on that card, I would have turned him in. I would have turned him in. What a sorry piece of garbage that goes in and buys soft drinks. And to admit his kids are hungry and he bought them so he could sell for his habit. If I would have, oh, that would have just went right through me. Now, these little kids can't pick who their parents are, but by gosh, when a kid's, I say, you know, feed those children, but make those lazy adults work. I mean, I'd have went off. I couldn't have controlled my. I'd have. Oh, I would have been trying to see what his name was so I could turn him in. You know, and you know it's a fact, you guys. People use children in order to get funds and then treat the kids like crap because they're getting that money. And these women having one baby right after the other, and we're paying for that, and the government allows that to happen. Oh, go ahead and have them babies. There's these working stiffs out here that's going to pay your way. And enough is enough. I hope to see changes. I think they should work for their benefits. Do something part time. I know. And Robin says, "Oh, yeah, we see that in Detroit all the time." And they have these babies, and we're your people that go to work every day are paying taxes. So these lazy people and these women having one kid right after the other because money. I'll tell you another situation. A lady came in to the store with this little girl, and so naturally the person pays with an EBT card. I'm not saying it's a bad program because people need it. And she run that card, and the little girl says, "I want an EBT card when I get old enough." From the cradle to the grave, and that is the God's honest truth. Now, a young child like that wanting to get an EBT card when she gets older. Isn't that pathetic? You hear all kinds of things, but that, like I said, I believe in helping people, but not to the point where you cripple them, and feed those little kids because they didn't ask to be born. Feed them and put them parents out doing something part time, picking up garbage alongside the road, and make them earn it. You know, yeah, but their car, hair, and nails are immaculate. You see this place with no grass in the yard and a caddy parked. They might try to hide it, so they probably pull it around to the back so that they won't be caught. And who's going into these places and buying the best cuts of meat? These EBT. My daughter sees it all the time. Yeah, you see a big Cadillac or a big Lincoln or a Lexus or something, and it's so true. And the American and people, just like all these, this may, just like all these immigrants that come over there, and they supply them with a big fancy hotel. They give them a debit card. That's another thing that fires me up. That should have never happened. Them immigrants should have never, and we know whose fault that is, should have never come across here taking away and making fools out of the American people that work that's paying for it. And I find that utterly disgraceful. We should not. And some of them are rapists and murderers and drug addicts that here there was two or three young girls murdered by these things. They're letting them out of jail and they're letting them come over here. And half of them are criminals. I don't mind people coming over to this country the right way. But there's hungry veterans here, there's homeless people right here, and that gate was opened up for all those, and I'm not prejudiced, don't get me wrong. This is the United States. Take care of your own first. Don't let these rapists, murderers, and killers come across there and we know who done that, and inflict them on the United States. It's ridiculous. And they're getting everything: a place to stay, a debit card. Someone even told me here in town that they're giving them cards so they can do their laundry for free right here in this town. Now, daggone it, enough's enough. And I hope those buses are loaded. I hope they are. Get them out of here. This is our country. And open up the prisons and let them out and come over here and murder. And now here's another thing. Trump said if they come over here and murder a U.S. citizen or police officer, it's automatic life in prison. And I can't agree with him more. But I know I'm getting fired up and I'm sorry about that. But We have to admit that it's a mess out there, and we all know why. I'm not going to go there. And there might be someone offended by that. But you know what? We know where they're coming from. We know who was in charge during that and how they got across here. And it's ridiculous. And the next person is going to have a time. And that's right. Load those buses and get them out of my country. Get them out of here. Take these criminals and these rapists and these drug lords out of our country. We don't want them here. Get them out. And I know I sound like a radical, but daggone it, this is the United States of America. Load those buses and get them out of here. You know? And Trish, that is so true that it is a hot mess. You know, when you can't go out in society and worry about getting beat up or raped or tortured or them selling drugs to your children, think about that. And that's what they're doing. They're selling them to the kids because they know that that's the future of their stinking occupation. By getting these kids on something like that, and I'm not prejudiced, you guys. I am not prejudiced. If people want to come to this country, fine. Do it the right way. Don't open up the gateway and let them come in. The drug lords, the people in prison, the rapists. I don't want them in this country. And fentanyl, right there, that fentanyl, where y'all think that comes from? And they're destroying our young people with that fentanyl. You take that fentanyl and you mix it with something else and it'll kill you. It will kill you. Hey, Leslie. Oh, we're talking about things like people, first we was talking about the Goodwill and them not giving things to a family in need, and that's why a lot of people won't donate to them anymore. They want to round up I wouldn't take anything to them. And when you go to a Goodwill and you're a mother with 3 kids and they won't help you, I have a problem with that. And yes, I am fired up because, well, you'll have to rewatch. But anyway, I'll calm down a hair or two. Let me get a drink. Yes, it's ridiculous. And we need to take care of people right here, and we don't need these killers, rapists, gang members, and drug cartels over here in America. We don't need that. There's already enough trouble over here as it is. And that's my beef in a nutshell. You know, we're just discussing the things that. And Leslie says she donates to the hospice thrift stores, which is a good idea, Leslie, and welcome in. I'm sorry you caught me on my soapbox. But daggone it, sometimes we need to get on a soapbox for our rights and the rights of American people. But yeah, that's a good idea. And it's just crazy. And I'm sorry I was on my soapbox when you came in, but I get really upset that, there's so many things that's not fair. And I don't know. I'm just a passionate person, and I say what I mean and I mean what I say. Yeah, Laura said it would be nice ideal if Goodwill gave vouchers to those in need. The rest of us can pay. Yes, I mean, all this stuff is donated. I know, Nana Tank, I was boiling over. Sorry about that spewing job on y'all, but I'm just really passionate about it because, well, our children, our grandchildren, our great grandchildren, we don't want them left behind in a scenario like that. That's why I get so fired up and step up on that soapbox because I would be horrible to debate against because I don't shut up. See, I admitted that I do have a big mouth. But wait, my dentist said I didn't have one. He said, don't let anyone ever tell you you have a big mouth because my mouth is small, really, but you know what I mean. But yeah, we need to. There's people over here in America and the veterans. Oh, don't get me started on a veteran. I get fired up because, and Kelly said, do you know that I could have give a family of 8 everything for Christmas, from decor to clothes to kitchen items, food, but the church said no, it was all has to be all new. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you're providing but first of all, kudos to you for being willing to do that. I mean, for 8 people, everything for Christmas from decor to what? Oh my God, people are getting persnickety even in the churches. My goodness. I mean, if you clean something up and it's presentable, that is just crazy. I mean, that I just can't imagine that. Does the church think that you are from Park Avenue or what? If you were willing, I know I have a big mouth, but if you are willing to help out, I mean, a family of 8, that is wonderful. It has to be new. Yep, I called many places, will not take if not new, would not give me their info. Oh my goodness, where have we gone as I mean, that is terrible. See, that's what I was wound up about. I am very tired. Gina, I heard that conversion, once you get there, we get everything free: food, housing, education, health care, all that comes out of our pockets. That yes, many that we worked for all our lives. Well, many you have a nice afternoon and get some rest. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty messy. But yeah, we I don't know. We're just sometimes I think we're victims of circumstance. And Minnie, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that. But it's and Social Security is another big issue that's really you know when is the sale? Let's go on to things that we can control. I'm not for sure, Minnie. I got to get some things cranked out, but I'll definitely let you know. I'm going to go ahead, going to be in chat on channel for auctions, but not selling. Okay, Nana Tank, I'll probably see you in a few. Thank you so much for coming in. I didn't mean to get up on a soapbox, but daggone it, some things need to be said. And a lot of it was things that people already know about. But yes, I do get pretty radical. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for coming back in on part 2 because we couldn't hear on part 1 at the end of the show. Thank you, Leslie, for coming in as well. I appreciate that. I love you guys. I will not be as radical on the next video, but hey, sometimes we all need to get that out there. So until next time, you never know. Anything could happen. I love you guys. Good night to you guys. Good evening. I'm going to go downstairs and have me something to eat. I love you guys. Have a great afternoon. Bye bye. And thank you for coming. Thank you so much.